Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hope you're all having a wonderful day so far. Thanks for joining us here on What's Brewing with Jim and Gigi. It's Thursday. We are almost to the sunshine. I know today we're tracking some potential storms, just in some areas, though, this morning.
Yeah, this is one of those days where, we've issued a first alert weather warning. It probably is not going to be just or warranted when it's all said and done, but it's close.
Sure.
And you really don't want to risk, I'm not going to sound any alarm bells. I'm not going to put it out there and then get caught with a big storm or two. The possibility's there. So far it hasn't materialized, and it probably won't. But until we hit about 9-10 a.m. and we're clear of this front, I'll keep that status intact, and I'll dig into why we've got it out there, what we may see, all those details coming up. Of course, Halloween tomorrow still looks good for the trick-or-treaters. Get you into the weekend weather. Latest on Melissa, which has cleared the Bahamas, that powerful hurricane. All that coming up here in just a bit.
All right, great. Lots to talk about weather-wise. But before we get into it, we do have a story out of Martin County this morning with the announcement coming of SNAP benefits being cut back or at risk starting this Saturday due to the ongoing federal government shutdown. Many areas around Eastern Carolina have been working to try to figure out how they're going to help these families and people who are on SNAP benefits. And one of the ways that Martin County is working to help these families in need is through food donations, food pantries. They've set up a few donation boxes around their county government buildings just to aid with some of those people who are in need. They've already collected quite a few things. People are bringing in boxes of rice, pasta, all those other kinds of goods, especially as these benefits are looking to be cut starting this Saturday, November 1st.
And obviously the hope is the benefits won't be cut.
Right.
Because I can only imagine how far-reaching that may go beyond what we're seeing so far. You don't want to ever think about people who rely on these programs not having them.
Right.
We're talking food here, one of the basic fundamental necessities, a scary thought. And it's hard to relate to, I think, for most folks who haven't been there, don't know what that's like. But for those who have, if you've ever talked with them, it's a scary, scary place to be. So hopefully we can improve those conditions down the road.
Right. So let's take a look at what kind of measures that are being taken currently in Martin County and how it's going.
Helping those in need.
Please bring some food. Please bring some things. Kind of help the community out.
One donation at a time.
We just thought it would help out. We know they need it.
Martin County Manager Drew Batts says more than 4,800 residents rely on the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, beginning November 1st. Funding from the program that provides food benefits to low-income families will be put on hold due to the continuing government shutdown, resulting in the county losing $1.2 million worth of benefits.
So you can just imagine, the stress and the issues that could cause on the community, not having these benefits that you're used to getting every month.
The county, along with its Department of Social Services, realized something needed to be done to help during this time. That's where these donation boxes come in.
Food donations are going to help fill the gap until the government shutdown is completed.
Since Tuesday, people have been bringing canned foods, rice, pasta, and more to drop off at 9 boxes across the county buildings. The food will head to different food pantries across the county if they start to run low. Residents who need help getting to those pantries can use Martin County's transportation service free of charge.
For these folks that are struggling and trying to figure out how they're going to have a meal on their table, it's going to be a means for them to get to these food distribution sites.
To ease some stress during these uncertain times.
It's really important to see how the community is getting together for these people because, starting next week, a lot of people out there are going to wonder, when am I going to have my next meal? When will I have that ability to do so? So just having these food drives, these donations can really go a long way here.
Those are real heroes too. The folks that recognize that, hey, we may be in a serious place in a week or two, and reacting proactively, getting these food drives started, getting that food where it needs to be and in place. Those are the kind of people I want to kind of pat in the back and say thank you for looking out and being proactive and getting these things going and started. So
Yeah.
Good folks, no doubt.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's talk weather.
Yep. Yeah, let's do that. We'll start off talking about our first alert weather day today. So first alert weather days are issued generally what we like to say when there's impactful weather moving in. Now this morning, most of the data was suggesting a fairly decent coverage of storms around this morning. That hasn't happened. I'm not ready to say all clear. We'll kind of keep first alert weather status in place for a couple more hours. Certainly by 9:30, 10 o'clock, we'll say that risk is pretty much done. All right, the marginal level risk, level 1 if you prefer. That's a low end risk on that scale of 1 to 5 from now through 10 a.m.-ish. And again, clearing out. Once we hit 11 a.m. midday, not only is the rain chance, the storm chance gone, clouds are moving out. It's going to be beautiful. Lunchtime into the afternoon, just a great end to the day, lunchtime through sunset. Strong storm possible here or there. Biggest risk would be a wind gust, maybe in excess of 50. It's a long shot, but can't be completely ruled out on the coast for a few more hours. Tornado risk is very low. Same with hailstones, unlikely. All right, a few downpours. Yeah, rumble of thunder or two. I've got a ½ inch to 1 inch of rain. Take that 1 inch out, maybe a ½ inch with a storm or two. All right, so as we look at the radar, cold front back to the west. Once that front comes through in a few hours, the atmosphere fully stabilizes, becomes unconducive to rain. But ahead of the front, the muggy air, a good lift in the atmosphere, we call it, getting those showers popping up, maybe a rumble of thunder or two. That rain from about Washington, Jamesville, and Martin County, southeastward through Morehead City and Beaufort. As it moves eastward, it'll likely get a little stronger. Start producing some rumbles of thunder, some wind gusts as it heads to the sounds and the beaches. And that's the area we're going to watch over the next couple of hours. All right, once that moves through, not much left. Model data matches up pretty well with that. The shower storm chance, watch it glide eastward, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. out on the coast, and then completely out of here by the time we hit 11 a.m. And the clouds follow that rain quickly offshore, so we go into a really nice afternoon. Air temps mid to upper 60s later today with dry air advecting in or moving in on a west wind later today. By sunset or evening hours, that's pretty nice. 60 to upper 50s, similar tomorrow trick-or-treating at 7 p.m. Upper 50s, clear skies. I'll talk more about that Halloween forecast when we come back at 8. I wanted to dig in more to that severe risk here at 7 a.m. You can see the green shaded area considered a marginal risk or level 1 I mentioned. Generally the Albemarle Sound and adjacent coastal areas, and then down through the Pamlico Sound, adjacent land areas through the Outer Banks, including portions of Carteret County. Again, that's the rain I just showed you that's building now and moving eastbound over the next few hours. All right, again, quiet this afternoon. We're going to be looking really good midday and later today. Air temps, if you're getting ready to head out, I don't think you need much of a jacket, maybe long sleeves though. Mid 60s, around 60 on I-95, closer to 70 along the coast this morning. And that wind southerly right now. Again, once the front comes through, we'll snap that wind to the west and ramp it up a little bit, gusting 20. Had a lot of fog back at 2, 3, 4 a.m. and then the wind started to pick up and that fog quickly cleared out of here. Afternoon, upper 60s we mentioned, those scattered storms, more hit and miss or isolated storms this morning kicking out of here. And when we make that transition to the drier air, we'll keep it around all the way through Sunday. Doing the beach today, maybe rain chance goes away by 11 a.m. So this afternoon we're good. Low 70s, surf temp, 60s, high to moderate rip risk north to south, and the waves still hitting some 5, maybe 6 footers on the Outer Banks, and that means that coastal flood warning still up for much of the Outer Banks. I'll show you that graphically in just a sec. Low tide coming now, high tide 2 o'clock. That's when we have the greatest risk for some overwash. High tide 2 o'clock this afternoon. There's the coastal flood warning. I circled the area. It's hard to see the shading, the color, because of the borders out there, but it's the Oregon Inlet through Ocracoke through 8 p.m. today. Still running 2 to 3 above normal. Wouldn't be shocked if another structure or two gets lost in that big surf later at high tide. All right, Big map. We showed you the front, moving eastbound. Watch that kick through. Adios. Again, map goes quiet, and as it does so, that ridge of high pressure headed eastbound really locks in. All right, tomorrow, great for trick-or-treaters, for anything for that matter, and then we'll do that again Saturday. Watch the model data. Saturday looks good, blue skies. Sunday, I think, will stay mostly sunny as well. You're going to see some clouds trying to creep in, but generally more sun than clouds. That area of low pressure, Sunday night and the Monday, trying to bring a few showers in. Some of the other data, a lot of it keeps that storm south of us. And one model keeps it lingering into Tuesday. So there's a lot of variation in how that may unfold. Let me show you that on the 8-day. Quick check on Melissa for you. Storm racing towards Bermuda, clearing the Bahamas. Winds are at 105. Category 2 hurricane. There's Bermuda. There we are between the two of us later tonight. Close to Bermuda, but it should avoid a direct landfall there. All right, 8-day forecast. The air temp generally every 8 day in the 60s. That first alert weather status going away shortly. Looking good later. And then Halloween, Saturday, Sunday. Sun, sun, sun. Lows near 40. Highs mid 60s. Monday, Tuesday, subject to change. Gigi, those rain chances I've got at 40%. That may end up coming down towards 20% as we get closer. Still working on that, so don't lock in on that yet. And the weekend looks great again. From Halloween through Sunday, great weather, looking good.
Yeah, which is awesome to hear. Nice to see that the sunshine is going to be coming back, because I know these last few days they've been gloomy, they've been kind of sad, but things are looking good for the weekend, for Halloween, which is huge. I know Halloween's a big day to be outside trick-or-treating. Be careful, though. I know the sun is starting to set a little bit earlier each and every day, so
speaking of which, we turn the clocks back this weekend. We'll roll the clocks back 1 hour, fall back. Daylight saving time ends officially at 2 a.m. Sunday morning. And I usually say when you go to bed Saturday night, turn that clock back. Get that extra hour of sleep.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, we'll be back again at 8 o'clock for another news and weather update. So I hope you can join us then. Do want to say hello and good morning to George and Vivian in the comments this morning. Thanks so much for being here with us. Tune in at 8 o'clock, and we'll be back with more of a forecast on Halloween tomorrow. Have a good one.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by Toyota of Goldsboro.